The government's like, we'll have a local jog, a race, and you'll raise some money and give it to an organization we control, and then we'll make sure you never get the answer. And they're like, oh, you're gonna continue to take our sons from us? Thank you. It's like, maybe if we're really lucky, we can lower little coffins into the ground. And then there'll be a local race for us or something. Yeah. And then you can go join a big group under the American Medical Association that's helping cover all this up, and give them money to always talk about treating autism, not finding out why it's exploding. Oh, let's have another race. I walk up to the counter at restaurants, stores, buy a pair of shoes, and they go, would you like to give $10 for breast cancer research and awareness? And I always look at the person and I always give them a chance. I say, no. And they say, really? And I went, number one, I'd imagine in most cases, these charities, I bet this company's keeping part of it. Can I see the fine print? And they're like, oh, let me get it from under the counter. I hadn't read this. Oh, hold on. There's a line here, but you wanted to make me feel bad, like I'd done something wrong. Oh, look right here. It says 30%'s going to this. The rest is to the awareness program. That's how this shoe store, is trying to give people breast cancer awareness. It's basically advertisement for you. Let me explain something. If you don't want your wife or mother's breast to rot off, that's the type of thing I say in public. People start getting mad. I don't care. Hey, what's your problem, buddy? You like the fact breast cancer's off the charts right now? Why is it always we want to find a treatment for it or a cure? Why don't we try to find out why everybody's getting it? And a few times I've had people say, shut up, pal. Happened at the airport. Once with Rob Dew. This guy came over because I was talking to some people and started a fight with me. The police were putting him in handcuffs till I declined to press charges and assaulted me. We even have the end of the exchange on video. Just like when I was at the Grand Canyon, that's on video. And the UN sign's out there saying it's all under UN control in the surrounding area. And there's no one out there by the side of this ranger station. I'm on the back side, and a guy hears me because I was shooting video and heard him talking to his wife and looked back. He walks like 30 feet out of the way to talk trash about me and imply I need to get out of the way. Well, I'll come in, honey, as soon as I get a chance to read this plaque that this guy's standing in front of talking, because an American was talking around the side of some windswept thing at the Grand Canyon at the main park ranger center that literally almost no one was in. Big, giant, sprawling facility. I'm around the side showing a UN sign, just shooting a video, and the guy coming over is on video. Talking trash, getting in my space right behind me. He had like American flags on his hat and all this veteran stuff, and he was kind of bowing up like he was a tough guy back in the Navy 40 years ago, beating people up like he was intimidating me. And as soon as I turned around and got in his face, he ran off. Listen, you un-American punk, piece of filth, I will go shoot video of the UN takeover, you trash, you coward. Let me tell you, it's you people that are going to destroy this country, festooned with your American flags everywhere. You people who think you've got all this strength and you think I'm putting America down by showing how America's being taken over, it's you people that have allowed this to happen. Because you'll do whatever the government says. If the U.S. government sticks a UN sign out there pointing out under U.S. code that it's owned and controlled by the UN, then it must be good. And I'm the traitor for not liking it. You'd come out of your way to henpeck another citizen to shut me up like you were a sergeant keeping the troops' mouths quiet if they grumbled on base. Gee, Sarge, I don't think we should be handling this chemical weapon with our hands and taking it to the incinerators. Shut up. I've heard the stories. Person 5 years later is getting lowered into the ground from the chemicals. It's this culture of denial. Listen, I can handle people being jellyfish and rolling over in a ditch and begging for destruction. But don't try to get in my way when I'm trying to warn people that want to hear the warning, okay? Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Don't you dare lecture me to give money to breast cancer research, okay? I've done the breast cancer research. I've had the top scientist on. They know good and well. By the way, Bayer is back in the news. It turns out the Environmental Protection Agency has internal reports and has known for many years what we already knew. One particular type of pesticide put out by Bayer and their pesticide division is the main cause of a cocktail of reasons killing the honeybees. What do you think it's doing to you? Bayer are the people who knowingly for over a decade shipped out factor VIII blood supply to hemophiliacs, knowing every injection was filled with all forms of hepatitis and HIV. Mycoplasms, you name it. I've got that report today up at Infowars.com. Internal documents leaked by good people inside the government. Good people in government in 2000, 2004, and a few years ago went before Congress. 90+% of the EPA scientists, as well as a bunch of the FDA scientists, went public and said, take the fluoride out, it's causing cancer, brain damage, and gave the reports. That's all on record. You never see that on the news. They just call you kooks. They knowingly are spraying pesticides like fluoride on crops that bioaccumulates and goes right through the cell wall of the plant. And if it can go through the cell walls of plants, what do you think it does to the cell membranes of humans that are incredibly weak compared to a plant's cell walls when it goes into your stomach and into your liver? What do you think it's doing? The strongest of us are in a dazed state. When you say the public is in a dazed state, it's like they're on drugs. They are on drugs. They are on chemicals. And this is the big curse. By the way, I forgot to get to this because it came out on Infowars.com on Saturday. Will you guys go into the archive? That ought to be red linked at the bottom of the featured news area. There's a tiny little link that says featured news archive. And the RSS feed, Infowars.com/feed, is such an important area to bookmark because that's where all the key articles are in that feed. At the TED Technology Conference in Deutschland, in Germany, in Berlin, Melinda Gates got up and responded to those saying that they're really a covert population reduction program. I mean, we're really... Coney, 2012, put out a new video and countered myself and others in it. Again, we are hitting on all cylinders. We are blasting holes in them, ladies and gentlemen. You're like, well, they'll kill the general public. Why won't they kill you? Because they don't want to validate everything I've said. They drop napalm on me. I become a night light. I become a lighthouse on the hill because I've already said it all. I just repeat it, basically, and give you the latest data because I've already sent the message, because I've already sent the data. All they do, smashing me, will be feed the Liberty Tree. They know that. And they still may smash me. I'm a little selfish and don't want that in my flesh, but my spirit says go ahead. Because let me tell you, if I give up my life so that one child isn't deformed and doesn't live their life out in a wheelchair having trouble living, just because you smiley-eyed devils enjoy it and love killing people and get off on hurting children, you think I'm worried? I just want you to know if you kill me, I've already won, okay? I've already won doing the right thing. I've already won fighting you. I've already won standing up against you. I want you to know that. You understand that? There's nothing you can do to me. You can destroy my name. You can drag me through the mud. You can destroy whatever you want. It doesn't matter. The transmission has been sent, and I already see thousands of blogs and websites imitating and duplicating my research and even making it better and expanding on it and getting into it at a very, very deep level. So there is such a point of satisfaction knowing you are too late. And I'm going to keep on going after I'm dead, or if God lets me continue to live and do my work. I'm going to continue firing at you and sending out the message. But I've already sent out the message. It's already been transmitted worldwide, globally against you. Here's the article. Melinda Gates worrying about population control has led to too much suffering and death. Great article by one of our great researchers. But I would have gone with the headline. And again, I don't get to operate as editor most of the time because I can't work all the time. Just like Melinda Gates responds, Melinda Gates responds to those saying that she's a population control front. Something like that. Because again, the key is get this read. But Melinda Gates worrying about population control has led to much suffering and death. And so it's a weird spin. She goes on to say, worrying about us trying to reduce population is causing suffering and death. And there's the quote on screen for folks that are watching. Okay, I've been pretty wound up not doing the Sunday show live and now being here on Monday. So I am going to try to come back and start getting into the news. And I haven't even gotten into the top stories yet. It's big. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. It's big, and it shows how they're attacking us, knowingly trying to hurt us. They're going to try to use the societal collapse that's coming from the zombification flashpoint that we're about to reach to then call for total martial law. I'm going to give you the lowdown on that straight ahead, Infowars.com. Calls are coming up when I give the number up. Hello, I'm Alex Jones. Myself. Welcome back. All right, let me do this. Let me just read to you this little stack of headlines. Antidepressant drugs causing epidemic of mania, mayhem, and murder. Here's another headline. That's from Infowars.com by Paul Watson and Alex Jones. That just came out. It's red linked at Infowars.com. That means please get it out to everybody. Here's the Los Angeles Times. A fog of drugs and war, more than 110,000 active duty troops, that's about 10% of the troops, last year took antidepressants, sedatives, and other prescription medications. Some see a link to aberrant behavior. Gee, they won't release it, but they've had Army psychiatrists go public and say that Bales was on psychotropics. And on the insert, it says causes mania, psychotic breaks, suicide, and violent mood swings. I mean, in Criminology 101, they've known for 20 years that they pull up to a house and a woman has chopped her children up or killed them in the bathtub or dancing naked on the roof, cutting themselves with knives. I talked to a Houston cop who saw that. And they knew as soon as they got her down that when they knew they'd find Prozac or one of those variants in the medicine cabinet. Sure enough, it was there. It's in the hallucinogen class. And the guy that, no criminal record, computer programmer, in a hallucination of chemical imbalance with a Xanax prescription, was at Walmart to pick it up. And people said he was like on drugs, so they called, should have just left him alone, folks. So what if a guy's stumbling around in a store? Well, that's why you mind your own business. Now, if you'd have done something to a lady or somebody, then you call the cops or do something. But no, you didn't mind your own business. There's a guy acting weird in the store. You call the cop. He comes in. He shoots him in the neck and kills him last Thursday night here in Austin, Texas. And I said to my crew that morning before it even came out, it happened that night, I said, I bet he was on serotonin reuptake inhibitors. He was on them. It's confirmed now in the Austin American-Statesman. Xanax, which is in the psychotropic class. Oh, you bet it handles not having anxiety anymore when you drink too much coffee because you're always in a la-la dream state. Bales shooting 8 or 20-something people, but a lot of them kids, killing 18. Been in psychiatric care, 4 tours. Oh, let's take somebody and put them on a hallucinogenic drug. That's what they are. They put you, though, in a dream state. You don't see peak animals. You're in just a happy, I'm not worried about anything now. Because my subconscious is in full control. I'm like an unconscious person. It's a chemical part-time lobotomy. I mean, the inserts say every school shooting, every one, it comes out there on the drugs. Every one. It's admitted. In the Eli Lilly trials of Prozac in 81, they had record, what was it, 15-time increase in suicides, and some of the people doing the test murdered their families. Oh, this is a wonderful idea. Let's give the Delta Force some psychotropics when they come back. Oh, and then at Fort Bragg in one weekend, they had 4 incidents, 3 of them where the Delta Force people killed their families. In the 4th, the guy set his house on fire. Oh, that's normal. That's very normal. Of course, then the Pentagon admits, oh, we're testing newer, more advanced